Sarah sat on her bed, her face buried in her hands as tears slipped through her fingers. Her phone buzzed again. Another message from Daniel. "If you love me, why are you holding back?" Her heart ached. She loved him. But something deep inside whispered that giving in would cost her something far greater than she was ready to lose. That night, in the silence of her room, one question echoed through her mind. How far would you go for love if it meant losing yourself? At 23, Sarah was everything her parents prayed she would be. Focused, determined, and full of faith. She was a university student studying law, with dreams as wide as the sky and a heart anchored in her relationship with God. She wasn't the kind to get distracted easily, until she met Daniel at a youth program. He had the kind of smile that could light up a room and a charm that drew people in without effort. To Sarah, he seemed like a gift, someone sent to walk beside her. Their friendship blossomed into something beautiful. They prayed together, studied together, and dreamed together. To everyone, they were the perfect Christian couple. But beneath the surface, a storm was slowly brewing. As months passed, Daniel's affection turned into gentle pressure. He began to speak about love in a way that made Sarah uncomfortable, a love that asked her to give what she wasn't ready to give. At first, she tried to avoid the subject, hoping it would fade. But one evening, as they sat beneath the stars, he turned to her and said softly, "Sarah, you know we'll get married someday. Why wait? If you truly love me, prove it." His words pierced through her. She smiled weakly, but inside her heart trembled. That night when she got home, she fell to her knees in tears. "God," she whispered, "I don't want to disappoint you, but I don't want to lose him either. Please guide me." The next morning, her trembling hands reached for her Bible. As she flipped through its pages, her eyes stopped on a verse she had read countless times before, but this time, it spoke louder than ever. Flee fornication. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but whoever sins sexually sins against their own body. 1 Corinthians 6:18. Those words hit her like a wave of light breaking through darkness. It was as if God himself was reminding her of who she was, his temple, his daughter, his chosen one. Sarah closed the Bible, took a deep breath, and made her choice. A few days later, she met Daniel. Her heart raced, but her voice was steady. She told him she couldn't go against her faith, that love, if it was truly love, would wait. Daniel was silent. For a long moment, he looked away, disappointment clouding his eyes. Then, quietly, he said, "I didn't realize how serious this was for you. I'm sorry for pressuring you." From that day forward, their relationship took a different turn. Instead of temptation, they began to build on prayer. Daniel started attending church more often and learning what true love meant, love that honors, protects, and waits. Years passed. Sarah graduated with honors, stepped into her career, and continued to walk faithfully with God. Then one beautiful afternoon, she stood at the end of a church aisle clothed in white, her heart overflowing with peace. As the music played and Daniel waited for her at the altar, memories of her struggle flooded her mind, the tears, the prayers, the sleepless nights. But now, she saw how every moment of obedience had led her here. When she said, "I do," it wasn't just to Daniel. It was also to the God who had carried her through. Sarah's story became a quiet testimony to many, especially young women who felt the pull between love and faith. She often told them, waiting isn't easy, but when you choose God over pressure, He rewards you with peace beyond measure. And for those who listened, Sarah's choice became more than a story. It became a reminder that purity isn't about perfection. It's about choosing God, even when love demands otherwise.